thanks for listening and tuning in once again. I'm not sure how to progress from this latest video of mine, or rather the suggestion to look at the Argentinian breakdown in terms of economic collapse. Now, if you just watch the first segment of it, then of course it's all about revolution and so on. And probably not so much a deeper understanding of how people can actually come together in terms of a national crisis. And it's not even a national crisis at this point, it's a global crisis. And so please remain hopeful in that regard, that once shit hits the fan, people will in some way come together, and they will not necessarily act against each other, although that will also be very much part of the picture as it's being portrayed in that video. There are not very hopeful signs coming from the Obama administration, particularly in economic terms, that things are going to change anytime soon. For the most part, I think what they're trying to do is just trying to keep the status quo, basically satisfying a large segment of Wall Street, and then also a large segment of a population which believes in change, while trying to placate both. It's kind of a middle of the road thing, and I don't think this solution will work in the long run. I believe that without pressure from below, the changes that are needed are not going to come about, which is why we as the people have to come into the equation again. And this is outside some kind of political campaign. This is now, not a year ago. Even FDR was pressured from various segments of ordinary people in our own society to actually go against the banking interests and vested interests in global capital in order to give everyone an even playing field. He did it reluctantly, just as perhaps Obama will do it reluctantly, because he's getting plenty of pressure from above and not from below. All of us are just kind of calmly sitting down and saying, yeah, well, let's see what he will do. There's nothing he can do without pressure from us and from below. He doesn't have a leg to stand on unless there are some popular movements which are going to come about in the near future due to our economic situation, which will pressure him into imposing the very policies that he was promising, but of course which are not very much in favor of the financial 2% of the elites in our country. You have to realize that somebody even ambitious enough to take that job on to begin with has to be a bit crazy to start with. But ordinary people are not crazy, and they can see what's coming. So this is why this pressure needs to be kept up on whoever is in power. And I don't care if it's Obama, if it's George Bush, or whoever. The pressure needs to come from below, because in a Republican government, let's say constitutional government, the first dictum is we, the people. And ironically, you know, I would have to add that probably Marxists would jump on this as well, and rightfully so, because it is we, the people. So this entire notion of socialism and trashing on the common good is actually a preamble to our own Constitution. So please, you know, don't make me laugh about any kind of sentiment coming from fake patriots saying that, oh no, we the people is a socialist notion. I'll read a few excerpts from a very interesting interview from emanating from the Progressive magazine just a couple of weeks ago. It's very instructive. So people should not be afraid, you know, of all this rhetoric going on now. Once again, in the major mainstream media, or mainstream media, to just basically divide us all again. We can get through this, but we cannot possibly do it until we make our voices heard. And those voices are not going to be heard no matter how many times you call your congressional representative in Congress. The pressure needs to be turned up and magnified. And with the coming unemployment, you know, official figures say 8.1% or so. The real figures are probably closer to 14%. That moment is not too far off before disillusioned people take to the streets because they have nothing else left to do. So if it will eventually come to this, then that probably is a good thing in the long run. Meanwhile, those of the pundits who still believe in free market theories, an oxymoron to begin with, and even Greenspan admitted so much, are stuck in the past and not even looking ahead towards the future of their own children. I'll leave you with this, and on a positive note, I'll post another video, little summation of an interview with Naomi Klein. Thanks.